Before I head out, I'm making deviled eggs tonight, so I'm getting my eggs ready. They're boiling. I will turn the heat off before I leave, put the lid on, and then just let them sit while I'm at the store. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Dawn and this is Dawn Does Keto. This channel is all about my accountability and my personal journey on the ketogenic diet. So it is the day before Thanksgiving. It's Wednesday and we have a lot to get done today, so I thought maybe I'd take you guys along with me. As you saw in the opener, I already started boiling eggs for deviled eggs today, and right now I'm on my way to get my dog some dog food because I was supposed to do that yesterday and completely forgot, and he only has enough for dinner, and tomorrow being a holiday, we'd be in trouble because he'd be out of food. So here we go. We're off to the store. Hey guys, the dog food has been acquired, and now my next stop is going to be picking up my Pangea Keto pumpkin cheesecake that I told you guys I ordered. So that's about a 20-minute drive. So it's going to take me about 20 minutes there and 20 minutes back. And after I pick up the cheesecake, then I have to go help my mother-in-law this morning getting my father-in-law up and changed and ready for the day. So this will be a little bit of a jaunt, but I think it'll be well worth it. Okay guys, here we are. We've arrived at Pangea Keto. I am a little bit ahead of schedule because they don't open for about 8 more minutes, but I am sitting here and I am ready to go in as soon as they open the doors. Okay, I have gotten my pumpkin cheesecake. It looks delicious. I don't know if you can read the label, but a serving is 1 slice, which is, if you cut this into 8 pieces, a serving is 1 slice, and it has 2 net carbs. The ingredients are cream cheese, pumpkin, water, monk fruit and erythritol blend, heavy cream, unsalted butter, almond flour, flavor, gelatin, spice, baking powder, and lemon juice. So their ingredients are really clean, so I won't feel guilty about eating this tomorrow. Okay, so I just got back home and I went ahead and peeled my eggs, and I am just going to pop these into the refrigerator until I get home later. They'll be chilled and it'll help them dry out a little bit before I actually make the deviled eggs. So real quick, I am getting ready to go out and work for a while. We've had a very crazy week. Yesterday, Mike ended up in the hospital. He went to work in the morning and he wasn't feeling well, and he called me around 8:30 and he's like, I think I need to leave work, which is so unlike my husband. He never misses work. As a matter of fact, he had at his previous job over 280 sick hours or something that he ended up losing. So that just shows you he does not leave work. So when he said he was leaving work, I was like, oh, that's not good. He held out for about another hour, and then he messaged me, or he called me, I'm sorry, and he said, I'm leaving, I'm heading home. As he was driving home, he called me and he's like, I don't think I'm gonna make it. You know, I'm in a lot of pain. I don't feel good. He was just in excruciating pain. He thought he was gonna pass out or vomit or both. He didn't know. So I just suggested just go straight to the hospital. If you feel that bad, go straight to the hospital. So sure enough, he went straight to the hospital, which ended up being good because he was having a kidney stone, which he kind of thought that might be what it is. He's never had one before, but all the other men in his family have. His dad's had over 50 of them, and both of his brothers have already had a kidney stone, and Mike is the oldest and had not had one yet. So this was his first kidney stone. So they were able to give him some morphine and keep him comfortable. They said they did a CAT scan. The stone was moving really quickly. They said it should be dropping into the bladder very soon. So by the time we left there, he was already feeling a lot better. They did send him home with pain medicine, but I don't really think he needed it. All that being said, yesterday I didn't get to work. So it is Wednesday and I have only worked 5 hours this week, you guys. And I'm not working tomorrow, Friday, or Saturday because of the holiday. So I really got to get out there and get some work done today. So I'm going to do that. And when I get home, I'm going to show you my take on keto chow chicken gravy, because I'm going to take some of that for my turkey tomorrow. I'm also going to make a cheesy bacon riced cauliflower dish for myself. So I'll show that to you guys. And I'm going to finish up my deviled eggs. So when I get home from work tonight, I still have a lot to do, and it gets dark so early. It feels like it's like 10 o'clock at night when it's like 5. I will keep you guys updated and show you all of that when I'm done working today. In the meantime, it is 11:45 in the afternoon, and I'm just going to show you real quick that I'm taking my coffee with me. My coffee is it's the Starbucks peppermint mocha. So it's just a very simple coffee, and I have some butter in there and a little tiny bit of heavy whipping cream. I also have a hydro flask full of electrolytes ready to go. I am going to break my fast with my coffee and this. I cut up 2 hard-boiled eggs. I have 2 pepper jack cheese slices, and I have a Thrive Market beef stick. I also have my Redmond seasoned salt, so I'm going to sprinkle some of that on my hard-boiled eggs. I love that. It just gives it some flavor, and that is actually what I'm going to break my fast with so that I have something in my stomach before I go out and work. I do work around food, so I can't let myself get super hungry. It makes me crave crazy things, so I gotta be careful about that. But I will tell you that tonight when I get home, my plan is to actually fast. Tomorrow is going to be a long day and a lot of eating, so I just figured I would get this one small meal in today, and then I'm going to fast until we eat at the same time tomorrow, so it'll be like a 24-hour fast. We usually eat between 12 and 1, so it'll actually be perfect. It'll be about 24 hours. I'm going to enjoy these eggs and get on the road, and I will see you guys when I get home tonight. So I am starting my riced cauliflower. I thought that I had more of this cilantro lime riced cauliflower. I bought this at Pangea Keto. All that's in the ingredients is cauliflower, extra virgin olive oil, lime juice, cilantro, sea salt, and black pepper. But all I had was this small bag. So fortunately, when we went to Keto Palooza, these were in our swag bags, riced broccoli and cauliflower. So I'm actually just going to combine all of this together because I needed more than what I had. Normally when I make something with frozen riced cauliflower, I have to saute it a little bit because you have all that extra water and moisture, you have to get it out. So I'm going to combine all this together in a saucepan, and then at the end I will put it into a baking dish to put into the oven tomorrow. Okay, so we have our bacon grease, and I'm just going to put some of this in here to saute the cauliflower in because there's going to be bacon in here anyway, so we might as well give it some bacon flavor. I'm going to dump the frozen cauliflower in here, and I've never had this, but all that's in here is cauliflower and broccoli. 60% broccoli and 40% cauliflower. I like cheese and broccoli, so I think it'll still be good. It's going to be a combination. I'm going to have to get more cauliflower rice to make my cream of chicken and rice. Thought I had more. As this starts to saute and we just try to get some of the moisture out. Now the stuff that wasn't frozen, there's really no moisture in there. It's just the frozen stuff. You get like the ice crystals and stuff. And if you just make a casserole out of it, it's going to end up being runny because of that. So I'm going to go ahead and add some garlic. We're going to do some Redmond real salt. Some cracked black pepper. I'm going to throw in a little bit of onion powder as well. I don't really like cooked onions. I don't really like onions at all, but I do like the flavor of onions. So we use onion powder when we're cooking most of the time instead of like actual onions. Plus, I don't love onions enough, and it's not really like worth the carbs for me to have them. So So there's still some liquid in here, you can see. That's what I'm trying to like cook off. I'm trying to get rid of that extra fluid. We really want to dry this out before we start adding our other ingredients. You really can't see a lot of the broccoli. It does just appear to almost be like cauliflower, and I can see a little bit of the cilantro from the frozen bag in there. All right, so that looks pretty good. It's pretty dried out. Obviously there's still some moisture in there, but it's not, there's not standing liquid. So the next thing I'm gonna add, I was gonna use about a half a block of cream cheese, but I had this little bit left. So actually it's gonna end up being about 3/4 of a block of cream cheese. And the recipe I was kind of following called for milk, but I'm not using milk. I'm gonna use a 1/4 cup of heavy cream. This really wasn't one specific recipe. I took a little bit from several different recipes that looked good to me and kind of mixed them together. So I'm just gonna mix this up. That cream cheese was softened. It had been sitting out on the counter for a good part of the afternoon. So it was already nice and soft, so it melts really easily. Once all that is mixed in together and the cream cheese is melted, which it looks pretty good. Actually smells really good. I'll usually throw some riced cauliflower on the Blackstone and mix a little bit of cream cheese in with it with some spices. That's actually my favorite way to have it. So this recipe and doing like a riced cheesy cauliflower is right up my alley. So all the cream cheese is melted. I cooked up about 1 pound of bacon earlier and I crumbled most of it up. I kept a little bit aside so that I can sprinkle some on top when I bake it. So I'm just gonna mix that in. I'm gonna turn the heat down now that that's dried out a little bit. And then I'm gonna put about 2 cups of cheese in here, and I'll also save some for on top also. So I'm gonna use a cup, which I just use a generous handful of Colby Jack cheese. And then I'm gonna use a cup of mild cheddar shredded cheese, just a mixture. When I say a cup, like that's a cup to me. 1 handful is a cup. And then I'm just gonna basically mix all this together until the cheese is melted. And it doesn't even have to be all the way because I actually like having like chunks of cheese in there, and it's gonna go into the oven, so it will continue to melt in the oven tomorrow. I'm pre-making this, it's obviously for tomorrow. So I'm gonna cut the heat off. So I have a 9x9 pan. I'm just gonna spray some avocado oil in there. And then I'm gonna dump our concoction, that's what I'm gonna call it, sounds about right in here, and I'm gonna kind of spread it out. It smells so good. Oh man, I'm just gonna sprinkle a little tiny bit more on top. It already has plenty of cheese, but after I bake it tomorrow, just to warm it up, I'll take the foil off the top for the last couple minutes just so this cheese can get like kind of crispy on top. So I'm just sprinkling just a tiny bit extra cheese on there, just so it looks good. It'll look all, cheese will get all bubbly on top. And then I have like the rest of my bacon that I crumbled up, because you can never have too much bacon, right? So then I'm just gonna cover this up with some foil and stick it in the refrigerator tonight, and tomorrow I will put it in the oven and just warm it up, and I will probably taste it for you guys on camera in the morning before we actually head over to my mother and father-in-law's. But there we go, guys. And once that bakes in the oven and just warms up and melts that cheese, because everything in it is cooked, so tomorrow I'm basically just going to be heating it up, and hopefully that bacon will get a little bit crispy on top too. So I wanted to try to make a chicken gravy out of keto chow, and I had asked a couple people online and nobody had really done it before. I did see the recipe for the beef gravy and it was just water and butter. I wanted it to have a little bit more flavor. I will probably be the only one eating it, so I mean, if it's a fail, it's a fail. I'll let you guys know. But I want to make it like I would normally make a keto chow shake. So I've already melted 4 tablespoons of butter, and I'm going to add some heavy cream. So I fill that up to the 4-ounce mark. Now, instead of using water, I got some bone broth, and I found this at our local grocery store, and it was super clean ingredients. It's organic chicken stock, organic chicken flavor, and it says contains organic chicken. That's it. There's nothing else in there. Normally when you make a keto chow shake, you use warm water, so I've already warmed this chicken broth up. I'm also going to add just about a half a teaspoon of poultry seasoning, and I'm going to add a full packet of the savory chicken keto chow. And then I'm going to add my warmed chicken bone broth. And then we are going to treat this just like any other keto chow shake. Now I am making this the night before, so I'm going to put this in a bowl after I get it all mixed up, and I'm just going to refrigerate it, and we'll see what the thickness is tomorrow. If it doesn't seem like it's thick enough, like a gravy consistency, tomorrow I'll add some tarragon to it and just try to thicken it up. And I added 12 ounces of the bone broth. It would probably be thicker if I only did maybe a cup, but we're going to find out. I mean, right now, even this would probably be really good over turkey, and it'll only thicken up overnight. So I think that this might end up being really good. So that's what it looks like. All done. I'm going to put the lid on it. I'm going to refrigerate it, and we will see where we're at tomorrow. So my plan is then just to warm it up. There we have it. Okay guys, so here we are again. It's 10 o'clock at night.
How does this always happen?
This is always when we get a chance to sit down. So I'm actually going to wrap this vlog up tomorrow because I want to taste my broccoli cauliflower casserole and also try the gravy tomorrow and let you guys know how those turned out. Mike and I are getting ready to watch a movie. We recently watched the new Christmas Story Christmas that came out, and that was pretty good. That was on HBO Max, but we want to watch the Santa Clauses, which is a 3-episode extension of the original Santa Claus movie that's on Disney Plus. So we are going to probably try to watch one episode of that before Mike gets too tired and falls asleep because it's way past his bedtime. On Monday, when I record my next week's video, I will be doing a weigh-in. I'm not super excited about it for 2 reasons. One, we have Thanksgiving on Thursday, and I will probably overeat even though I am staying keto. But on Friday, I will be having an off-plan meal. We always order pizza when we decorate. We listen to Christmas music, we order pizza, we decorate for Christmas, and when we had pizza for Halloween, I did not have the pizza. It has been a while since I had actual pizza. So my plan is to have pizza on Friday.
Actual pizza.
Yeah, real pizza. I was really disappointed in the pizza bowl. It just wasn't satisfying to me, and I thought it was overpriced for what it was. So I'm
yeah, because you added your own.
I even added my own sausage to it.
Protein to it.
Yeah, so I'm just having regular pizza. So that's on Friday. Saturday, we'll continue to decorate, but we are going out with some friends on Saturday night. I will be eating out, but I do plan on going back to keto for my meal on Saturday evening. So Friday will be the only off plan.
Yeah, this is probably not going to be a good weekend for me.
It's not. And guys, I really don't want to come on here and tell you guys like, oh, I'm up, but I'm anticipating that's probably what's going to happen. But if I don't do a weigh-in early next week, I think I'll be worse. I will eat more than I would knowing that I have to
do
weigh
the weigh-in regardless of what you do, whether you have 1 off plan or 2 off plans.
Yeah.
You still have to stick to your guides.
I feel like if in my mind, it's like, oh, I don't have to weigh in this week, I will overindulge even more. Mm-hmm. So knowing that I have to weigh in, even if it's not good news, will help somewhat keep me in check.
Yep.
So
agreed.
So that's the plan right now. I will wrap this vlog up tomorrow morning with you guys when I try my recipes. Thanks guys for being here. It's the end of a long day. It's been a long day for both of us.
It's been a long, short week for me.
It's been a long, short week. I did tell them about your kidney stone.
Yes.
And he went back to work today, and he's just been a little bit sore from that. Just probably a little tired.
I'm ready to enjoy a 4-day weekend.
A long weekend, yes. Yep. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Good morning guys, and happy Thanksgiving. It's Thursday morning and we are, well, no, it's Thursday afternoon. It's 12 o'clock right now. There's my microwave. We are getting our stuff together, ready to go. We eat at 2 over at my mother and father-in-law's house. I know I said I was gonna fast until we ate today, but I kinda want a keto chow hot coffee this morning. So I'm going to go ahead and make that. I think I'm gonna go ahead and make myself a gingerbread. I haven't actually tried this one yet, so we'll see if we like it. Okay guys, I have my keto chow gingerbread here and I'm gonna try it for the first time. I'll let you know what I think. is really good. I like it, but I like the pumpkin caramel better. So between the two, the pumpkin caramel is my favorite. I love the caramel macchiato for all the time, but as far as like the seasonal flavors, the pumpkin caramel is better than the gingerbread, but still very, very delicious. I've taken my casserole out of the refrigerator. I am just gonna pop this in my air fryer. My air fryer bakes also, and these 9x9 pans fit perfectly in there. I did pull the gravy out, and unfortunately it's pretty soupy. It did not come out as thick. I probably should have used less liquid, maybe just a cup of the bone broth instead of 12 ounces. But what I'm gonna do is go ahead and add some tarragon to it and try to thicken it up a little bit. Okay, so I've covered it back up with the foil, and I'm gonna go ahead and place it in here. And I've already set the timer for 30 minutes at 350 degrees. I'm sure you guys can see that. And I didn't preheat it or anything because I'm just gonna watch it. And obviously the last couple minutes I'll probably take that foil off and try to get the cheese and the bacon kind of crispy on top. Two things. One, I definitely should have used less water. I am getting more of a gravy consistency now, but I still think it would have been thicker had I used less bone broth. So I ended up putting some tarragon in there, and I also put a little bit of sour cream in there. So I guess it's more of a sauce than a gravy, but you know what, guys? I'm okay with that. I tasted it and the flavor is really good. It's gonna be a turkey sauce. That's what we got here. A chicken sauce, but it's going on my turkey. It's not bad. It does, you know, run off a lot slower, but again, putting the sour cream in there, I was trying to make it a little bit creamier, and it kind of reminds me of an Alfredo, but chicken flavored. So there's that. And then here is the casserole, and you can see it's browned up on top, and I am going to give it a taste here in just a minute. Hey guys, trying to get a bite here. It's really hot because it just came out. My battery's getting ready to die, so I'm gonna try to do this quickly. It's very greasy, very fatty. There you go. It's super hot because it just came out of the oven, but you guys, this is a winner. This is delicious, and I'm really glad I recorded it because now I can go back and watch the video to see how I made it. It turned out really, really good. I mean, I honestly would rather have this than potatoes any day of the week. We are gonna get ready to head over to my mother and father-in-law, so have a happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Bye.